guys, to this exciting episode with me, Riddhi, and association with Modern Plastics TV. We have double celebration today in this episode with 21st anniversary of Modern Plastics TV with 65th anniversary of Ambica Corporation Limited, also known as ACL, is a leading polymer distribution group spread across globe and has 3-generation legacy. We have with us the director of the same company, Mr. Kuntal Sanghvi. Also, we have with us the global editor of Modern Plastics TV, none other than Ginu Joseph. Welcome.
Ginu Joseph here with you today. The history of ACL goes 65 years ago, where some similar like-minded people thought of plastics when India cannot even imagine of a raw material called plastics. That was not the age of plastics. Those days they found plastics and started importing from global markets. If you look into the history of plastics, the Sanghvi family have a big role in the plastics and polymer industry trading. Started with his grandfather, Mr. Kuntal Sanghvi's grandfather, Mr. Bhagwan Das Sanghvi. 65 years ago, the age was of metal, where we today replaced metal with plastics, engineering plastics. And if you look into the market today, when the pricing are going up, the consumption is growing, still India is only consuming somewhere between 11 kg to 13 kg, where if you look into United States, the consumption is 113 kg or 120 kg. So we have a huge gap. We replaced metal era to plastics era today, and the role of Ambica Corporation Limited and ACL is huge in the Indian plastic industry. Many may not be knowing because they were doing the business. And when I met Mr. Kuntal first time, he was not even ready to speak up on in front of the media. Then I was talking to him and we could able to start communicating. And this is the 4th time we are talking on Modern Plastics TV live show. Welcome, Mr. Kuntal Sanghvi. Mr. Kuntal, welcome to Modern Plastics India TV show. Thank you for joining us. Could you please tell our viewers the journey of ACL last 65 years?
Well, Ginu, thank you once again for hosting the show and inviting me to your show. It's always a great feeling to talk to Modern Plastic TV, and thank you for your wishes for the 65th anniversary. Yes, it's a mega milestone for Team ACL, and we were fortunate to get a lot of blessings, wishes from all over the world, from our suppliers, from our customers, from our associates, since most of them have partnered with us in this fruitful and eventful journey. How it all started, that is something I'm going to take you back to history when my grandfather, Mr. Bhagwan Das Sanghvi, started this company and was one of the pioneers to introduce polymer into Indian market. But what is more interesting is not many people know what was the background. So he started his business journey as a street hawker. That is how the journey started, and from then to have the same empire spread across the world, having offices in Japan, US, India, of course, then also the subcontinent, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. So from the journey have been quite eventful and full of ups and downs, because we're talking about more than 6 decades of longevity here. So the times have been changing, consumer mindsets have been changing, consumer demand have been changing. Overall, the industry evolved much better, and fortunately, ACL throughout this journey was capable to have that kind of dynamicism and flexibility to match up with the growing demand and changing demand of our consumer. So I remember one thing what my grandfather told me, कि कोई भी धंधा करो लेकिन उसके market dynamics, the industry should have an impact with your presence or your absence. If there is no impact, that means you are not doing the right business. So that is something which drilled in my mind at very young age, that if whatever business we do, whatever move we do in ACL should have an impact, a positive impact on the industry, and there have to be some dynamic changes in the industry. Otherwise, there is no meaning or no magnitude to your actions or your business. So there is something which I truly believe until date, that whatever polymers we deal in, definitely our customers feel the difference in the pricing, feel the difference in the quality, feel the difference in the availability, and the industry is reacting very positive and very welcoming to us, which is also justifying the longevity of 65 years.
Your grandfather started in the metal age, and you are today in the plastics or polymer age, where we are replacing metal with engineering plastics. Could you tell our viewers what are the current scenario and how metal is replaced, how plastics is replaced with different raw material, and what are the industry segment growth happening in the engineering plastics?
That's a very good question. I think plastic have evolved as a value addition product, and it have not only substituted metal. Of course, we have seen the metal era when iron and steel were at its peak in 70s and 80s, and we see all the automotive interior, exterior made out of metal. We see also the home appliances like cupboard and the locks, the keys, everything made out of metal. We have witnessed that transformation with a value addition miracle polymer called plastic, and it have also been witnessed that it was able to substitute a lot of other products like glass, wood to an extent. And so if you ask me on a precise application, I would say you can see the automotive industry, the kind of value addition polymers have brought, having lighter cars, more fuel efficient cars, and more durable cars. And if you see the glass substitution, we see the lighting industry. Initially, if you remember, we used to see the electric bulbs made out of glass, CFL bulbs out of glass. Now the LED lighting, which have been very well accepted by global consumer, it's all PMMA or PC, that is the plastic. So we have been able to, also the automotive headlamps for the matter of fact, where earlier used to be the glass, the speedometer of the scooter, we all know the Bajaj scooter very well. So the speedometer used to be a glass, and there used to be a breakage issue and stuff, and we have evolved with a more durable product which is unbreakable, which the automotive industry is accepting very well. So I think that the product substitution pace, what it have been catching up, is really very fascinating, and the kind of value addition it is bringing to the end application. Like for example, home appliance industry, you see the air condition, washing machine, hair dryer, vacuum cleaners. So you can't imagine all this industry without having polymers in it. Aviation industry, same thing. So you can't have the lightweight durable polymer with that 30,000 feet minus temperatures. So the chemistry, the polymer science is definitely evolving at a new high, and it is making more durable, more environmental friendly, more recyclable plastic. So finally a good blend between an innovation and sustainability. So that is where I see a good acceptance from all the application, all the major industry having polymer as their first choice of raw material.
You spoke about sustainability, and could you please elaborate something more about sustainability in the polymer industry? Everybody, the global plastic industry and polymer industry, talk about bioplastic, sustainable plastic, green plastics. Could you please elaborate something on that?
Yeah, I think that is the need of the hour. The more the awareness is being circulated, I see a big shift the way the corporate organizations are choosing their polymer with more environmental friendly approach. Not just the manufacturers, I am also seeing that shift in the mindset of the consumer, that before buying any appliance or even a water bottle, they see whether it is a recyclable plastic or is it a bio-based raw material, doesn't have any carcinic substance or BPA free. So the more the awareness is spreading, so the end result is definitely going to be in the favor of a consumer, where the manufacturer will be forced to choose the right polymer for the right application. So to achieve this kind of sustainability, we are working with almost many top organizations in cosmetic industry, in home appliance industry, where we are introducing certified recycled plastic, number one. Number two, we are introducing them bio-based plastic like green polyethylene, where we don't need the traditional mechanism of extracting crude and petroleum to produce polyethylene. This polymer is extracted from bio sugarcane, where it's very interesting thing how it is made, and it's very interesting that we could achieve such kind of success to make an ethylene out of sugarcane. And third, we are also introducing a very interesting polymer called wood plastic, which is a good combination of wood and polymer, because we see, as we spoke about polymer substitution, so we have seen even lot of opportunities and some limitations in using wood. Of course, on the environmental side, yeah, cutting down more trees is not a good thing to do, but apart from that, we still have the lot of other complaints from wood, as like a termite or water or weatherability. So we try to take the best property of wood and best property of polymer and had a good synergy of combination and made a wood plastic where you have the best of both worlds, and the 100% it is a bio-based polymer. So that is something which market is very excited about, and we ourselves are very excited about to introduce this into packaging industry, bottle industry, tableware industry, because you can, it's a microwave friendly product, it's a dishwasher friendly product, and of course recyclable. So that is where we are going to find a lot of value addition to a direct consumer.
Yeah, hi Kuntal. I wanted to know, and our viewers also would like to know, what is it that changed within ACL and in you personally post COVID to adapt to the new normal in the global market?
Yeah, Riddhi, I agree that's the talk of the town, that life pre and post COVID, and what are the changes and what are the introspection done on the individual level and on the organization level. To me, if I have to answer this in very simplistic form, that whatever the life situation is never in anyone's control, but how you respond to that situation is something which is in your control. So I think the best lesson to learn from this COVID is that competition is no more the primary goal and focus. It have to be the collaboration, which we always discuss, that the collaboration have to be the flavor of the new business INCs, not the competition. Because I am a firm believer, survival of fittest is an animal instinct, not a human instinct. So we should not live with that animal instinct unless we understand this new norm and understand the value of collaboration over competition. I believe COVID is definitely here to stay.
Indian polymer price is going up and up every day. How do you see, and what is the market scenario?
Well, absolutely, Ginu. I am completely in agreement to you that the kind of prices the engineering plastic or commodity plastic have skyrocketed since past 6 months, and we definitely feel the pain of the customer, the converter, the molder consuming all those polymers. Of course, our customers are the best person to agree to me on this, that in all this shortage of raw material, ACL have played a very vital role by supporting the loyal customer, not just placing our price at a reasonable level, but most important is the availability of the material, and without making them to change the grade or the material. So having a consistent supply in such a pandemic kind mayhem situation, we are trying our best to support our customer in all the key areas. But yeah, I would also like to inform the viewers that the polymer prices depends on lot of variable dynamic areas, such as energy prices, the feedstock prices, the ocean freight. We have skyrocketed almost 5 times. Also the import tariff have changed into lot of products like polycarbonate, and so there are a lot of dynamic essence to that, which comes as a face value on the price front. So we are trying our best to support the market by giving abundance availability and giving the delta, best possible delta against the market price versus ACL price for whatever polymers we are dealing in, that is ABS, PC, PMMA, PS. So we will continue and strive to support and deliver our customers in India with the best possible service standards.
Mr. Kuntal, what are the current price trend going on, like ABS or if you look at acrylic? The prices are going high day by day. The industry like automotive and home appliances or electrical industry are suffering because of this Make in India project people are talking about, and even the noise reached to the central government. How do you see and how do you predict for the coming months?
Well, I would like to put it this way, that this price hike, we all know, is basically triggered by the acute shortage of material due to various reasons. So if I have to give an honest advice to the industry, I would first say that get the supply chain correct, have abundance of raw material, then comes at what price level you are taking. But first is, are you having enough allocation to run your plant for next 2 months, because that is going to be a very decisive factor. Of course, price is a very important factor, but not the only factor to run the Make in India show. So availability is very important to procure. So my first suggestion would be to stock up. And on the price front, I would say that the price are at its peak level, and I still see some room of skyrocketing happening from even at this levels, due to the feedstock shortage story, which is right now, we all know in Houston, Texas, almost major petrochemical plants are shut down because of the minus temperatures, and Texas is a state which never saw a snowfall for 60-70 years. So none of the plants are designed as a snow-proof plant. So to in regards to the safety of the people, US government have taken a stance to shut down the petrochemical complex temporarily. That will definitely have an impact on the feedstock prices, because most of the styrene, butadienes, monomers comes from the petrochemical plant in Texas. So that is something which we have to factor when we buy new material, and we see that this shortage of feedstock will take the price further up. So as I said earlier, that select your suppliers who can support you in your crisis, not when they knock your door, when they have abundance material. Don't entertain a supplier who show them up when they are in need. They should show up to your office when you need them. So please take that stronger stance in selecting your customer, selecting the polymer, selecting the supply chain. I think those are the key area which the automotive, home appliance, or electrical, or the matter of fact any industry have to introspect that who are their best partner in such crisis.
Thank you, Kuntal, for joining us today. And it was indeed a pleasure for knowing the price trend. And I'm sure we will continue getting the price trend from ACL, and watch our price trend in the coming months, powered by ACL for engineering plastics. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful time for your 65th anniversary. And Team ACL, we wish you a wonderful time ahead. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much to the Modern Plastic TV team, and you're most welcome, and I will definitely fulfill my side of the promise by giving Modern Plastic viewers the price trend for the areas which we can share the information. So definitely it was nice to have a conversation with you on an important milestone event, and thank you for all your support.